Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. So, last time I logged out in Fellwood after I completed a supposedly elite quest, which wasn't that elite really, because you just had to avoid some elites, you didn't have to kill them. Sorry. And now I'm back in Tearsful Glades. Not to do quests here exactly, but that's where you pick them up. I'm back at the Bulwark, which is right next to me. So I'll be damned. So the plan is to continue a 9-step quest chain that I left a long description about where to obtain it and etc. In episode 201. It's in the description of that video. And I'm gonna continue that particular quest chain. And in order to do so, I need to engage with an NPC up here. This Shadow Priestess Vandis should be the right one. So she has a quest called go to well, I'll just pick it up. So target Dalson's tears, and I think it's pretty much the same as where I had to do what's the other name? It's pretty much sort of the same quest like Fellstone Field Cauldron. I have to now target Dalson Tears Cauldron, and it seems like there is an additional. Sorry, there's an additional quest up here that I'll probably engage while I'm there. So without further ado, let's get to work. And about Dalson's, about Argent Dawn actually. It's probably in order to sort of maximize the reputation gains, because from what I could read, I can get to I think it's 3,000 friendly or 3,000 honored. I'm not quite sure, but at the moment I'm 2850 out of 3,000 neutral, and it usually with these factions grind, it's best if you don't hand in anything and complete as few quests as possible in order to sort of actually maximize your reputation gains, because it becomes harder and harder to get reputation, mean that all of a sudden these are sort of normal mobs that will not award any reputation anymore. So I might not, even though I might complete this quest, I will probably not turn it in, because it will reward me 100 Argent Dawn reputation, and that's more mobs I have to kill elsewhere, probably inside some of the higher end dungeons. But yeah, there seems to be sort of, it's not like there's this perfect sort of manual of how to grind Argent Dawn. I haven't found it anyway. I think the one on Warhead where I usually use my info was kind of, there was sort of mixed information in it, I would say, but it might be me sort of reading it wrong. And as usual, herbalist here, I'm gonna, oh, there you are. I'm gonna pick up the flowers when I see them. This way I don't have to spend my evenings doing this kind of grind. Oh, and yeah, very important guys, naturally I have to equip my Argent Dawn thingy here, so that yeah, so I can get so there's a chance that the mobs can drop scorched stones and whatnot. I sort of left the ones I have in the bank. Yeah, so I'm just gonna check out the surroundings here, watch my escape route, and it seems like there's a road down here that doesn't seem too populated, so this is my escape route for now. And in the back of my head, spiders can web, so they can be kind of annoying when I'm trying to run away, so try not to run inside. Try not to get too close to the spiders. So, let's see. Sorry. Damn. I don't know, I just had a coffee, that's all. And that's why my throat is kind of acting weird, apparently. But as by Fellstone Field, it seems we have, Fellstone Field was down there, it seems we have the same sort of episode where we got some Scarlet guys sort of in fight here. And talking about the spider here, yeah, I'm just gonna kill it. 1 menace less in the world. And talking about whip, that's how my warrior used to die, but as you can see here, when I change form, I get out of whip immediately, so it's not that big deal for me. But it was for my warrior back then. So I think I'm gonna try and engage in, yeah, I'm just gonna buff up for starters. Oh, and a buddy of mine had been buffed me with the intellect, with 31 intellect. I'm just gonna use my own. It was running out in 6 minutes, so I might as well. And then, yeah, I'll just buff with mana regeneration stuff. That should be fine. I'll have a sip more of my brown mana, also known as my coffee. I hope I'm not starting choking again. Or coughing, rather. Alright, so I'm all buffed up and good to go. And the reputation I'm talking about that will sort of run out eventually is this, that, you know, I get 5 reputation from grinding a sort of pretty regular mob. That will stop all of a sudden. I don't know if these guys are sort of resistant to nature damage, but it's felt that they can take substantially more damage, I think, than in Fellstone Field. I just want to see if he can sort of put some crap on me, like, yeah, like this, for instance, corrupt a disease. Fortunately, it's not that, yeah, the duration is pretty short. And like I said, maybe it wasn't said so obviously, but these minion stones and bone fragments and whatnot that they can drop when you have, especially when you have this equipped, will eventually can grant you reputation when you reach sort of a higher level. But for now, I'm just grinding the mobs. I'm not going to turn in this quest either, because I know it awards me 100 Argent reputation, and that's 100 divided with 5. That's 20 mobs less I have to grind, you could say. So, as usual with 2 mobs, I'll root one and kill the other. There we go. So, there we go. I've just turned up the sound a notch. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like the Scarlet Patrol is coming this way. That's not sort of optimal. I might sort of try to get in the barn some other way in order to pick up the Miss Dalson Diary quest. But, yeah. A little hungry for this Plague Bloom as well, but I guess I gotta make up my mind. I can't sort of get both before the respawns will appear. And it's definitely time for a mana bag. So I'm just gonna mark these guys. I definitely don't want to run into these scarlet guys. So what I could do is I'm gonna get my mana back to full, and then I'm probably gonna sneak in the to find out where exactly this quest is, what it is, what I have to engage in order to obtain the quest. So it looks like it's not in this house, but in the neighboring one. Uh-oh. Would be really lovely if these guys would go elsewhere, but it's rather typical. Of course, they're gonna park them right outside. Let's see what level they are. 54. Oh, and they're probably gonna engage in this guy right next to them now. And at least that's to my advantage, you could say. So, sorry. This is the quest item I'm after. So, the question is if I can, how exactly I'm gonna sort of, okay. There's not much else to do now that at least get this guy killed. I'm gonna go stealth after. Just to make sure that I didn't get extra aggro. Sorry about my throat, it's a bit sore or something. So, I'm not in combat. I'm just gonna go up to full again. But it's naturally it's pretty nasty that these guys are sort of blocking the exit. But at least I'm so high level that I'm not getting aggro from out there. Okay. Yeah, this became a bit too much, that's for sure. And after I've used my health pot, I have to keep in mind, of course, that that's one sort of one less that's one less sort of yeah, call a friend I was about to say. Oh. Disease, yeah, that's, well, what does it say? Yeah, this is really annoying because now I can't really drink properly. The thing is, there was 3 mobs in there. At least I got one of them down. But as you can see, the respawns have started to appear now for real. So oh, bad idea. I'm gonna have to wait 30 seconds before I can yeah. Before I can go into stealth again, or drink really. 3 seconds to go. There we go. One other option, of course, was to kill the patrol, but I definitely don't feel like doing that. There's a caster and there's a medic and yeah, whatnot. So my healing pot is back. I can't sprint out though. Or dash. So unfortunately the last guy, he sort of respawned. No panic though. And I still got my innovate. So he's... I thought he had sort of a nasty worm, but apparently this guy didn't. I'll pop my innovate. Oh, actually I did. I thought I popped my innovate. There we go. And I even got a healing pot back. So I'm just gonna read the quest. Oh, completed actually. And to be honest, I think I'm just gonna get out of here. It seems like it... Oh. It started a new quest though. So... Yeah, I'll just keep my distance to those guys, that's for sure. So when I complete this quest, apparently I got a new one. Locked away, let's see. Locked cabinet, alright. And from what I can see, the locked cabinet is... Not to mention there's a quest here. Okay, so apparently it opened up 2 new quests from what I can see. There's a repeatable locked away outhouse quest here. Interesting. Okay, I need a Dalson's outhouse key. Great. But it's definitely a good thing to keep in mind here that the mobs are respawning really fast. Okay. Okay, this is definitely not what I wanted. I wanted to kill a worm. It's funny because some of the worms are... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run off here. Some of the worms, I think they have a lot of hit points, and then some of the others, they pretty much die instantly from just, you know, engaging with my roots. So, yeah, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have pulled, at least not 2 here. So, I'll see if I can dump aggro from the last guy. Yeah, there we go. And I guess I might as well drink up here. But the plan now is to get inside the house in order to complete the... Let's see, what was it? The locked away quest. And it looks like I might as well get my mana per 5 second food up and running again. It's almost running out. There we go. Okay, I'm good to go again. And about the Arthur's Tears here, I haven't really found any sort of use for them. I'm just gonna pick it up now, and then I'm gonna sort of re-investigate eventually if they're worth anything. Further, I have an idea that sometimes when you pick up something, then it might, it might sort of open up for that another resource can spawn. It's just an idea I have. So, same with, say, veins. That if you mine, say, an iron vein, then a new iron vein will spawn somewhere else on the map. So there's always sort of replenished, say, the same number of veins. It may feel to you that, oh, I'm never getting any veins, but that could be because someone else is mining, or because you just didn't have any luck having the good sort of route or route to getting the veins. So I don't know if it's the blighted zombies or the rotting cadavers that spawn these annoying worms, or if they both have the option to do so. This time I got this guy before he made his nasty disease or whatever it was. So instead of just sneaking in and taking my chance, I'm gonna try to sort of force my way in, make a path so I can get out again without requiring a lot of luck. I mean, if the escape route gets blocked, then I'm pretty screwed. You saw how much I struggled just with 3 mobs of level, what are they, 54-ish. So yeah, Moonkin doesn't like to get hit on by multiple mobs because I can't cast anything. Oh, gotta take this guy first. I don't even think I need this guy, but since I can root him, and might as well take him from out here. And I got some bonus aggro, I see. But I'm sort of more in my field now, you know, I can use root and I can run away, and that makes me play a lot more relaxed, sort of. Really don't like much being sort of, being in confined spaces. And it looks like Argent Dawn is pulling 2 mobs at the same time. But with this group here with Caster and she's Hunter with a Hunter pet and a healer, there was a medic as well, I think. Yeah. Then I suppose they are gonna win every fight here. Yeah, there we go. Just seeing if there were any goodie bags or chests or anything, but nothing. And this guy, what was he? He's a cadaver. Okay, so the rotting... Not the rotting worm, but the rotting cadaver, he makes these kind of worms, at least those that are sort of fairly easily killed. And really annoying each time you hear this, like the male version of, of something getting aggro. Just gonna take a mana before, drink some mana before I check out the last room. Where this quest supposedly is. Oh, so we got 2 mobs in here. I'm probably gonna get both at the same time. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, great. So I actually need a key, Dalson's cabinet key. Let's find something that resembles Dalson. I guess somewhere here on the map, maybe it's dug down or there's a mob running around somewhere. That's called Dalson. We'll have a key. Oh. Okay, this guy just won't die. There we go. So I'm just gonna grind some mobs and then and then hopefully I'll figure out how to find that key. But no matter what, you know, I need to grind a ton of mobs, so it's no big deal if I sort of solve the quest right away. Okay. So if you see someone called Dalson, let me know. I think I'm gonna check out in the field after her. You don't whoever lived here doesn't seem to go down on outhouses. We got one there and another one there. I was just sitting thinking about that, you know, thinking of back in the day before Bowhead and whatever add-ons and stuff you had. How sort of hard it would be to quest here if you didn't know anything, you know, and there was no help to get. Well, you could ask other players. That's about it. This might be a double pull, but I should have enough mana for it. Yeah, so I'm gonna root the guy with the full life. Then I'm gonna have to fight the other, pulling a bit away from both of them. I suppose this sort of stinky green stuff he got around him, that's probably not a good thing to standing close to. Oh. Wandering Skeleton, I think we got a winner. Doesn't look quite like the other guys. Let's see what you're made of, bro. And as you can see, I'm sort of always keeping in mind which way to run if things turn sour. Just when I had sort of, you could say, a bad pull inside this stable or whatever it was here, this building. Okay, so I got a a Dalson's outhouse key. I'm just gonna replenish but this is Dalson's outhouse key from this guy. What was he? Wandering Skeleton. So he looked somewhat like the other skeletons. I think his skeleton was a little more sort of bright, you could say, but he looked like the others. But his name was different, and that, I guess, was the hint that you could get that he was sort of the quest mob you needed. I think this should do. Let's open the outhouse with the key. Uh-oh. So we actually got Farmer Dalson there. I'm pretty glad I filled up my mana first. And a level 27 died in Rainwood Retreat. I think it's in Ashenvale. I'm not 100% sure. What is this? There we go. And I actually now got friendly with the Argent Dawn. And now I got the cabinet key. Okay, now it all makes sense. So one key led to a mob, then led to another key. And kinda... Okay, I'm just gonna check this out with the guy that died. So, always park yourself. Safety first, guys. I'm gonna park myself up here. I'm gonna check... It's just for show... let's see, Ashenvale. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, it's Rainwood Retreat is here. There's a pretty nasty quest, I suppose that's why, but you have to, because it says this fell to his death, you have to get up in a tower and kill a mob, and you can get quite overwhelmed. So what I think happened is that the poor guy got overwhelmed, and then he panicked and sort of jumped over. That is pretty much what I would have done if I panicked. So, yeah. Knowledge is power, and I didn't know exactly what to do here, but at least I sort of expect the worst. Meaning that, you know, before I sort of engage with the outhouse, okay, that sounds pretty nasty, but then I make sure to fill up my mana and my hit points first. Better safe than sorry, you know. And that I did not do here. So, what I don't do here, by the way, is use my Innovate on a single mob that I can handle, because why use such a great cooldown? It's meant for an emergency where you sort of run out of mana. If it's due to good reason or if I was acting stupid, it doesn't really matter. But I try to conserve my good cooldowns. And when I use one of them, say like when I had this bad pool before, when I had I don't like I said before, Moonkin doesn't like to have a lot of mobs hitting on him because I can't cast then, meaning that I'm taking really a beating, and I'm not delivering any damage in return because my cast is getting interrupted constantly. So 1-2 mobs is perfect for Moonkin. Sure, I can engage in a double pull and then root one of them. But when I had this bad sort of pull before, I'm just gonna replenish my MP5 food as well. Instantly I'm thinking about, okay, you used your healing pot now, maybe don't do risky plays right now because you're missing a really important cooldown, meaning your healing pot. And that kind of saved me before. I would probably have died if I didn't have the healing pot, or it would have been a very, very close call. Alright. I'm gonna try to solve you could say the bonus quest, where I have to get inside the cabinet. I'm a little curious what's actually inside there. And yeah, the cadavers have these sort of small worms that are pretty easy to kill. I think I'll take this guy first. And by the way, as you can see, even though I'm now friendly with the Argent Dawn, I'm still getting reputation. 5 per kill, just as before. Oh, hello. Argent Dawn Patrol. I think I'm gonna take this guy as well. So what I'm trying to do now is get inside the sort of the main building, not the stable-like building. And mana. I just took a sip of my coffee when that goddamn humanoid went, and I was just about to spit out my coffee because I thought I got aggro. Okay, so, but as you can see, I got my escape route, at least for some time. Eventually, of course, there will be respawns and the escape route is over, so I'm sort of on a timer. On the other hand, I have to drink. Well, no mana, no damage. So it's like a balance to get inside a building here. And I'm gonna take this guy too. I think this was a double pull. There was some guy standing here that I'll get aggro off as well. There he is. So I'm gonna root the other guy. And then use my pre-made escape route here. There we go. See you, bro. And definitely time to sort of replenish. Yeah, and even though I'm not completely full, it's time to move. Being inside now, I can't move. And I seem to recall I got one double pull left up here, so I'm gonna, gonna get to full. What I have figured out so far is it's when I have a double pull, it's probably best to get skeletons down first because they don't spawn any crap. So the problem is if I kill this, if I have a zombie and a skeleton, if I kill the zombie first, he would usually spawn some smaller mobs, and then my casting will be delayed. But this time it's 2 zombies, so it won't make much of a difference. So what I'm gonna do here is at least use a moonfire on the other guy to sort of soften him up. Yeah, and I'm about ready to open the cabinet, and as usual, I don't know what kind of surprise some zombie horde might pour out of the closet. Of course, there won't be, but there might be some mob that comes out. So I'll be in a bad spot if I open the closet and some zombie or 2 spawns, and I'm low on health and mana, and I got respawn starting to block the road. Now we're talking a real nightmare scenario, so I don't want to be there. I'm trying to, improve my, you could say, starting position right away. So let's open the cabinet. I got the key. So 13 stamina and 6 gold, 73. Holy crap. I don't know if I get both of them. I actually do. So we are talking 2, 3, almost 10 gold. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm just gonna stealth my way out. There's probably, I can imagine the respawns are fairly close to, getting back. And I'm sure I'm not gonna run into the, they're here already, as you can see. So yeah, I'm sure I'm not gonna sort of run into the scarlet mob there on top. So what's next? Well, there's the quest I came for initially. I'm in no rush to hand it in because I know that it will reward me both, I think, Undercity and Argent Dawn reputation, 100 of each. So I'm just gonna be grinding as much reputation now. I just have to see where it stops. I think there was like mixed signals from where I usually get my info. But that doesn't mean that I cannot sort of complete the quest, and I think as usual I have to, well, I can read a bit about it. Defeat the Cauldron Lord. Okay, so it's pretty much like the neighboring zone was over here at, what was it? Fellstone Field. And it looks like, apparently this is, the locked away key is repeatable. I suppose the one that rewarded all the goodies here, it wasn't. By the way, I got some greenie. I didn't even sort of care to look at it. It's not a terrible shield. 3% block and strength. But on the other hand, who would use a shield with strength? Yeah. It just, I don't know. I suppose if you want a shield, it's usually because you're a tank. If you're a warrior anyway, and I guess that's the class that needs strength, am I right? So it's kind of an odd stat, you could say. On a shield, you would probably more need, like, say, stamina. So it's just gonna be sold. I haven't really looked at thorough sort of on the field here, so I don't know if the Cauldron Lord will spawn by me killing mobs, or if he's just out there and I haven't just seen him yet. But as usual, I'm working on my escape route, and my escape route is right behind me. Should be able to run this way, no problem. Yeah. This guy looked different, so we're gonna mark him. He looks pretty stationary, unfortunately, so it looks like it's at least a double pull. Tiny Bones, the undead priest, got killed by Reason the Needler. It's a rare mob in the neighboring zone of Western Plaguelands. Oh. I think he's down. Yeah, he's down here. Well, that's the zone. I remember I've engaged him one and he hits pretty hard. So I'm gonna... Actually, I think I'm gonna root the rotting cadaver here. And then I'm gonna engage the big guy. Time for the other guy. And this is where Moonkin shines, you know, out here in the open field, where I can sort of choose my targets, and the targets won't even get close to me, unless all my spell starts to missing. Okay, I got a key. I'm just gonna replenish my mana. I think I'm gonna kill this guy and then, yeah, maybe this couple of more, and then I'm gonna jump up to the cauldron. And as usual, I didn't read carefully enough about... I think I need the glass as well as the key. Okay, so I'm supposedly I use the key and then I can take a sample of the glass. And I'm gonna slap you, bro. There we go. Alright, so escape route still open this way, off to the sunset, but let's see if we can complete the quest. Yeah, okay, so this was a mistake actually. See, what I had figured out so far, I didn't actually want the reputation now, but now it's done. Okay, the quest is returned. But what I read is that you would only get reputation when you return to the bulwark. But I got it already, and it's okay. At least I know that for if I am ever to do this quest on an alt or another character anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get to the Plague Bloom. But compared to the Dalson's field, the neighboring field, this field is way more annoying. I think it's mainly due to these guys. Some of these snakes or whatever they spawn, they're rather annoying. I mean, some of them are level 50. I don't know if it's random if they spawn the 2 small ones that die pretty instantly, or if they spawn the 50 that needs a beating. And as usual with 2 mobs, it's roots and make some distance. Further, the pulls are more difficult here. There are typically more, you know, groups of mobs here. There we are. This looks fairly easy pulls, but I'm talking sort of at Dalson's tiers, then usually they wouldn't be sort of bunched up like this. I think this seems like there's good chance here you get at least double aggro each time you pull something. First respawn is up, so yeah, it's a warning that maybe I should get out of the field. And I'll have a little picnic here outside. And I guess for the rest of, I don't know, I might as well use my great intellect bonus. I'm just gonna grind some reputation. And I would definitely prefer the skeletons, because they don't sort of spawn that crap. And by the way, the big guy that had the cauldron key, he dropped one of these, the Invader Scorchstone. Which is, yeah, not that it's anything special. It's not like it's a green item or blue or something like that, but it's a higher sort of status. You can see you got minion and then you got invader. That's probably somewhat higher stones as well, of course. But the plan now, in at least maybe not all of the coming episodes, but at least for a while, is to grind mobs until I can't get any reputation for them anymore. But yeah, kind of cool that they so far have made there was a quest, sort of an additional quest just besides the get to the, or create the, you could say, repeatable quest. Here I had to save some lady, I think, inside this house, and here this time there was something else. So it's kind of cool that there's a, you know, a story to each of the fields. Not that I'm the big lore guy, but that I can appreciate. It makes sense. And about the drops of these, I didn't get that many yet, but it seems like they can be handed in for additional reputation, and I might as well keep them. And then I have to buy some thingy out at the bulwark out here in order to sort of combine it with these. The reason they drop at all is because I got this one from a guy out there by the bulwark. When I have this, there's a chance that every kill will give one of these. The other 3 here are just random drops that eventually I'll be able to turn them in. I'm not quite sure if I can turn them in yet. It seems like it. There's a repeatable quest here for Corruptors, Minions, and Invaders Scourgestone. Probably different numbers, I can imagine, so that the one I have one of so far is probably I have to have a little less of those for rep. But for now I'm just gonna hold on to them until I cannot grind any more rep from killing mobs. And now I accidentally open up my... I don't know, some kind of program that I don't need right now. But I kind of like the way that sort of the reputation system here is built up, where you have to do some stuff in order to sort of be acknowledged by the faction, and then more and more quests and repeatable stuff will open up. I can imagine most sort of the, you could call them pro players, the guys that do a lot of dungeons and raids, they'll probably just, you know, run the dungeons because they will get reputation, I can imagine, from the bosses and some of the elite mobs as well. So you don't have to do this grind, and I'd like to do the dungeons eventually. I have to find some guys to do it with, of course, and as this is a fairly low pop server, then you have to, you have to sort of go look for the guys that are actually doing those dungeons. But as the grind, I think, of the normal mobs is... it seems a bit more annoying to me anyway as a Moonkin at this field compared to the last field. And yeah, sure, these mobs were a little lower level. But I'm not getting the spawns of these weird snakes. And the mobs, I don't know, they just suit me better. I'm probably gonna go back and grind there instead. I mean... they drop pretty much the same of these stones and bone fragments mainly, and the drop rate is about the same of these as well. So, and it looked like these can be handed in at both spots here and at Felstone Field as well. I'm just checking out if there was some skeletons here, and there are. And here's our the wandering skeleton guy. Just for the fun of it, I could do him and see what's actually in it for, you know, doing him again. But I suppose I could just open the outhouse and that's it. I can't possibly imagine that I'm gonna get 10 gold every time I do this. So I got the. I didn't get anything, so I didn't get the key. It's only the first time you get that. I could go see. Yeah, I need the Dalson's outhouse key, but as you can see now, he doesn't drop it. It's once in a lifetime experience. But it seems like the outskirts here are completely infested with the zombies, and then inside you have these skeletons as well. They're kind of rogue-like with 2 fast weapons, and it's like worst case scenario for me as a moonkin because they interrupt me so hard. And we got a greenie here, 15 agility, 15 stamina. Yeah, sure, it's a nice staff, but you know what? People, they won't pay nothing for greens, so it's just gonna get sold. Single skelly here. And I'm gonna use my last 40 seconds here of my intellect bonus. And yeah, this one is pretty annoying as well. Not so much the damage, but like I couldn't drink, sort of, as I get interrupted, I couldn't drink mana while I had it on me. So yeah, this definitely is, it's much more chill to grind the Felstone Field instead of this area, that's for sure. So I guess with Dalson's Tears field here in the background. I am gonna bid you a fair farewell, guys. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.